I tweeted today that the hierarchy, I think sometimes we do this. We just set it in stone. Like 2018, that quarterback draft that had 5 guys. Baker Mayfield, Sam Darnold, Josh Allen, Rosen, Lamar Jackson. I said, by no means is the hierarchy set in stone. When I meant that, I wasn't, Josh Rosen's irrelevant now. Sam is kind of in, Sam and Baker, I don't even know. I mean, Baker's winning, but I think we all acknowledge Baker's not that good.
The battle is for the third best quarterback.
Well, to me, the battle is for the best quarterback in that group because I think everyone.
I just mean between those two guys, between Sam and Baker, and that's an argument we'll figure out in 2 or 3 years.
Exactly. I think everyone after last year, Lamar Jackson, MVP, set in stone. I'd say pump the brakes. And Lamar still, he made some plays today. He's an exceptional player, and right now he's done more in the NFL. Neither one of them, though, have won a big game. Lamar, I guess, has won more. Like he's beat New England. I think he beat Seattle last year. But neither won a playoff game. They both, obviously, Josh lost last year. So did Lamar. Josh made some horrendous plays. So did Lamar. But I think this year what we're seeing out of Josh, like what translates in the NFL, if I tell you this right now, he's 12 touchdowns, 70%, 1 pick, and as some Bills fan, I tweeted out, Josh Allen through 4 games, 70%, 4 TD or 12 touchdowns, 1 pick. I just tweeted that through 4 games. Mm-hmm. Immediately Bills fans, don't forget 3 rushing touchdowns. I'm like, sometimes you do. Like he's going to get 7 or 8 rushing touchdowns. So he might throw 38 passing touchdowns. He's going to rush for another 6 or 7. Here's what I know about Josh Allen. The Bills will extend him after this year, just like the Texans did with Deshaun Watson and the Chiefs did with Patrick Mahomes after their 3rd year. Do we know for a fact that the Ravens will extend Lamar Jackson, especially if they don't win in the playoffs? Just to go like, is this sustainable big picture? I'm not trying to be a Debbie Downer or be
you're not.
Lamar hater. I'm just asking the question.
I think it'd be pretty shocking if they don't. I would never say it's a fact, but I would say it'd be pretty shocking if he did not end up getting an extension.
You think after his 3rd year as a running quarterback with some questions about?
Yeah, I think all that's fair.
He hasn't been hurt or anything.
I think all that's fair. I just think you extend MVPs.
He's clearly likable, and they like him. I like him. Like I'm rooting for him.
They're clearly all in on him.
But for big picture, or just like they have him right now and they're just rolling with it because he is cheap for them. That's the other thing, guy. He's not. Unlike, Josh Allen was a 7th pick. He probably makes 5 or 6. Lamar, I think his yearly cash is like $2 million.
What's Lamar Jackson's career record at 23 years old?
Really good. He wins a lot of games.
He's. Oh, sorry, that's the Boynton Beach Tigers. That's his high school. I'll get back to you, but
it's good.
He's 21. Johnny's 21-4. He's getting extended.
But that's not including the 2 playoff losses.
No, I understand, but he was in the playoffs. He's 6-1, 13-2, and now 2-1. We'll see.
Yeah, is it?
But him getting extended doesn't mean he's better than Josh Allen.
Am I just being a hater that's saying that spot is up for grabs?
So
is it fair to say that Josh Allen has superstar potential?
Now that we've established that we don't totally agree on whether or not he'll be it's an automatic that he's extended, I will say we agree on that Josh Allen could turn out to be the better quarterback. And
that's assuming Lamar continues to be really good.
Because you would say, Josh has to be an MVP. It's like, well, he might be. Maybe not this year, but clearly, if you said of all the guys that aren't established quarterbacks in the NFL, the Mahomes, all the guys that are MVP candidates this year, right?
Well, Mahomes, and Josh is screwed this year, right? Because Russ already gets no votes, so he's going to get the votes.
But in 5, if you just said of all the quarterbacks that you'd bet on to win it in 5 years, what's that group? And that group is Mahomes. At this point, you'd have to say Lamar, and the next guy up would be.
I think
Josh
it's those 3 guys.
Of the guys who haven't won MVPs, and you think would be an MVP in 5 years, he's number 1. Of the guys who have not won them yet. Right, because Mahomes and Lamar
pushback, though. The different, like why is Mahomes we don't put in the same category as Lamar? He wins with his arm. Now Lamar can too, and he makes some throws, but consistently he doesn't run. Josh, who has some rushing touchdowns, when I think of Josh, and I think you saw it today, and I get they're playing the Raiders, but it worked against the Rams. I just think the way he's playing, how many guys in the NFL, the ball that he I guess they overturned it, huh? They didn't give him a touchdown to John Brown or whoever it was on the. I mean, I didn't understand the rules. Like he caught the ball, it was across the plane.
Well, because he did not have. They were talking about him going to the ground. To me, it was just as simple. He did not establish possession until
the ball was not across
back,
the plane.
Back in the
But
field of play.
So he was probably on like the 35-yard line, opposite hash, doing the kind of going backwards. Now, he wasn't like off his back foot, but he wasn't stepping forwards. Who makes that throw in the NFL in 2020? Aaron Rodgers, Patrick Mahomes, that's it. Like Russell can't make that throw, not going backwards.
Herbert might.
But he almost might overthrow him by about 17
He might
yards.
hit the goalpost, yeah. Yep, right.
He has the arm strength to make the throw.
I said on the last, and I'll say it again. To me,
How about the Diggs bomb that was like, people were like, he didn't hit him in time. Well, that was a 70-yard bomb.
Yeah, he was late on that throw. Should have been a touchdown. But yeah, no, I'm you're right.
How far did he throw that ball?
Archuleta's like, and then look at the throw. It's like, well, if we're nitpicking. But Archuleta knows how hard that throw is, right? He's been in that spot.
The ball traveled like 60 yards in the air, and it wasn't even that loopy.
I know. We're being overcritical.
Him and Diggs have something going.
Well, it's like we've talked. He is must watch, first of all, and secondly, he is just, with Darnold, we watch him and go, is he getting better? I can't tell. Now, part of that's his team, no doubt. But we had this conversation with Kaepernick all the time. Like, is he getting better? Right? And I think this will be, here's a prediction. I love him. But I think this will be the conversation like year 3. It'll be like, is Herbert, is he getting a lot better? Like, does he improve the way Josh Allen does? Or is it like, now his team's talented, so it might work out. It might be a little smoother for Justin.
You're saying Herbert. Yeah.
But Josh Allen, you watch him and go, his development combined with what they've given him, it's all just lining up for him. In the same way, I've got a buddy of mine who played in the NFL, and he tells me all the time, his go-to is like, look, I love Aaron Rodgers. I don't think Aaron Rodgers, he is still in the league if he's drafted by the Cleveland Browns. I know it sounds crazy, but as someone who played in the league, I'm just telling you, it's a big deal. And we could debate whether or not that, who knows?
I think you could throw Tom Brady in that,
you
too. You could throw
right,
a lot of guys.
We can debate it. It's, to me, one of the most fascinating sport conversations you can have about. But clearly, Josh Allen's in the right place to become great, and he has what it takes to be great. And it's a rocket ship right now. It is. There's not really a limit to what you tell me Josh Allen could be that I would push back too hard on, just because I'm watching it. He's taking like these huge steps. It feels like so fast. Like, are they going to win 2 playoff games this year?
I'd be shocked if they don't win one. Like they're gonna win a playoff game. I think they're gonna be favored in a playoff game. A little hard to tell because we'd have a better, like if Cam hadn't gotten Corona and they had played this game, we'd have a better feel with New England. I feel like the Bills just have better players right now, right? Yeah. I mean, Ed Oliver's making a play. They trade for Diggs. Josh is in the peak of his powers. Not peak of his powers, but I mean coming into his own. I think you hit it perfectly. He's improved. And I watch him like Carson Wentz sometimes. Like, God, he throws too many fastballs. I'm not saying Josh doesn't do it, but for the most part, he's got a lot of touch on the ball. I'm just, for a guy that threw like 37% completion percentage at Wyoming, I can't believe how incredibly accurate he's become. On just plays like him and Derek. You just watch Derek. Like, Derek's not that accurate of a thrower. He's not a natural accurate thrower. He has to really, I think, like kind of like force it, get into it. I don't think he trusts his accuracy. I feel like Josh isn't even thinking about it, really. He just kind of lets it rip. And I think he trusts whether it's the work he's put in, whether it's just his gradual improvement. I think they say this about the golf swing all the time. When you're thinking about your backswing and then your downswing and then what's it going to look like? You got no chance. You want any swing thoughts?
I saw a golf photo today of the head of somebody's driver. Have you seen this? It's like Zire,
no.
Zire golf.
Yeah. I follow that Twitter account,
on Instagram. And it was truly like 12 lines of like typed in small font taped to the top of the driver. So when you're looking down, you see, every swing, like 12 different swing thoughts.
Like right foot back, shoulder up, back
chin
swing.
tucked.
When you're too many swing
Cock
thoughts.
the wrist.
And I think the best examples, I'd say the last however many, just guys that can play free and that aren't like pocket quarterbacks would be Rodgers and Russell. It's like they just play. And I watched Josh Allen today, and I just see a guy that's playing.